Hello everyone, in this episode of Motive Garage presented by Sparesbox, we run you through our World Time Attack prep for JET200. Now, with any highly modified car build, you always run into some issues. And one of the biggest issues we've had with getting JET200 ready for World Time Attack is the fact that some of the parts on the car have been on here for 10 years, some have been on here for 5 years, some have been on here for 4 years, and some of the stuff has been sitting around for basically 4 years now without running. Some things have deteriorated, some things work, some don't. And the problem is not everything shows you its true colours straight away. So we are finding things as we're getting the car ready for World Time Attack. So I'm just going to run you in this episode through some of the dramas we've had, things we've had to fix, things we're sorting out, things we've changed, and things we're going to be doing to get this car ready for World Time Attack. Now, if you saw our dyno video, you know that we had an issue with the manifold with wastegate creep, and it also seemed like the manifold was choking the car a little bit. So we decided to switch over to the G35-900 right now with a 1.0 rear housing. We had a GTX 3582 with a 0.8 rear housing. We talked about changing just the rear housing, but we thought, you know what? Let's do the switch to the new modern G35-900 right now. We went to a 1.0 rear housing, and Chris Spicer also modified the manifold a little bit. What actually looks like is that this manifold was originally made for a G25 rather than a G35. So we actually modified the merge collector in the pipe to be bigger. We also ported out the wastegate merge to try and get some better boost control in this thing. So we've modified the manifold, put it back on, we put the G35-900 on, the dump pipe fit back up perfectly fine. We needed a new intercooler pipe. Roger from Mobile Custom Fab came out and quickly did that pipe for us. So that took care of upgrading the turbo system. So essentially, we have changed turbos on the car, we've modified the manifold and hoping we can get more power and also not have any wastegate creep. We'll probably lose a little bit of response, but honestly, thing was a weapon. I am not worried about that. What else have we done in the engine bay? Well, I've been cleaning things up, used the red gaffer tape to seal up some holes in the engine bay to protect it from the elements. I've gone through and done, believe it or not, the little things. I've taken out all of the random either rusted, discoloured or different coloured bolts and nuts throughout the engine bay. The whole front ones are now all titanium bolts and nuts. Tied a lot of that stuff up. Had to put a new EGT sensor in for oil temp because the original one had probably been damaged, engine in and out. We damaged that line. So I did that, and that's basically everything I've done in the engine bay, getting stuff ready to go racing again. All that's left to do now is we have to check a couple of little bits of wiring. We're actually going to change to the newer coil pack kit for this thing and put some new R35 coils in, and then basically get it back to red sun, get it running again, and get it dynoed again. What else has been going on? Well, let's move down the car, take a look. Starting at the very back of the car, one thing I've done is gone and picked up a giant sheet of carbon from Sydney Composites, and I'm actually going to replace the rear alloy, diffuser, which it's not really, it's just the floor under the back of the car. Take a little bit of weight out of the back. Another thing JET200 needed after sitting around for 4 years was a new battery. So, just like in our GTR and our GR Yaris, we headed over to A2R batteries to pick up a Megalife lightweight battery. The next thing in the back is we had to change the lower mounts on the coilovers. The Shockworks normal base is designed to go into a normal S14, but we've got Driftworks knuckles that have a 50mm drop spindle, and what that did is it made the coilover not long enough. So Chris sent us up these, and you can see, basically, we've got an extra 50mm that we need to offset that on the base of the coilover, so we're going to put those in. Now, while changing these, we did notice that the hubs weren't feeling the best. The problem with Time Attack cars is the amount of aero loading and corner loading from such a big tyre. They destroy factory hubs pretty quickly in a Silvia. So we consider hubs to be, well, a maintenance, a service item is probably the best way to put it. We actually need to change them every year. So We're getting the hubs changed, and then we thought, you know what, we'll change the front as well, because one of them isn't looking good either. So we've got the hubs off, getting new bearings and everything pressed in right now. We also had to repair one of the knuckles. The thread was damaged where the coilover goes on. So as you can see, it just never ends. So we'll get the knuckles back with new hubs on it, get them back in, put these new bases in, and finish up the suspension. Inside the car, there's been a few things I've had to change for safety and just also tidying things up. So it has a new Velo seat with head restraint. I had an old Sparko seat, it was pretty much expired, so it was due a new seat, and I wanted the wraparound head restraint. Raceworks sent me up their harnesses. Those things are awesome. So FIA approved, work really well. They don't seize up and be a pain in the butt. Really good harnesses, so I sorted that out. Red gaffer tape has come out, seal up a few holes inside the cabin. I put a new fire extinguisher in to make sure it passes because I wasn't sure of the date on the old one. A couple of bits of wiring have been changed around. A bit of a clean, secured the battery a little bit better. So yeah, just a few things to sort out on the inside. A couple of things left to do. I've just got to get new rubbers to hold the windows in place, but overall inside's pretty much done. One thing left to do is I do need to repair one of the side skirts. I'll probably do that while it's on jack stands here. As I mentioned, the hubs in the back weren't feeling great, and this front left hub is not feeling great either. So I spoke to the guys from Just Jap. All new hubs are coming for this car's preventative maintenance. So hopefully we can get all of these little things done, get it aligned, and get out to the track for our first shakedown and test. And then we have another test at Sydney Motorsport Park a week before World Time Attack. We'll put brand new tyres on for that, and then it's World Time Attack 2022 very soon. So as you can see, a lot of little things to take care of with the car, and they all add up to a lot of work. And basically in the lead up to World Time Attack, this car gets priority. Whatever needs to be done, gets done, and it will send you broke. See you next time.